And down in South Carolina, a courtroom there, a man admitted to raping and strangling a teenager from the Rochester area and was immediately sentenced to life behind bars. Channel 2's Dave McKinley has more on the case of Brittanee Drexel and her killer, Raymond Moody. Dave?
Scott, the proceeding was something slightly different than what we're used to here in New York State, where there's usually a gap of time between when one pleads guilty and when they are sentenced. One similarity, though, victim impact statements, and several members of this victim's family spoke out in court today.
I hope you suffer in prison for the rest of your useless life. I have no regard for you, just like you had no regard for my daughter's life.
Brittanee Drexel's mother prior to the sentencing of Raymond Moody, who admitted that he raped and killed the 17-year-old from suburban Rochester when she went to South Carolina for spring break in 2009. Much was revealed in court today about how an investigation that went on for 13 years suddenly culminated, much of that attributed to technology.
So what was evidence that the law enforcement had the entire time, they just didn't have any means to exploit it the way that the CAS units are able to exploit it today.
Specifically, techniques that can now cross-reference data from cell phones and traffic cameras, including one that placed Moody with Drexel.
We had proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Brittanee Drexel was in that vehicle at this time. Driving that vehicle is Raymond Moody.
Brittanee's mother also noted Moody's prior history of raping young victims, for which he still would have been in prison had he not been paroled.
You walked after serving only 20 years and returned to your wicked ways, and my daughter paid for that with her own life.
Moody acknowledged as much, referring to himself as a monster.
I was a monster then, and I was a monster when I took Brittanee Drexel's life. And I don't have the words to express how horrible I feel, and I've felt ever since that day very, very sorry.
Among those in the courtroom today was Timothy Taylor, whom the FBI had identified publicly as a suspect back in 2016 based on jailhouse informants who claimed that he told them that Drexel was shot and fed to alligators. Obviously cleared of suspicion since Moody's confession in May. Today, his family said they seek a formal apology from all agencies involved. Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.